Hi, it's great to be here with you today. Thank you for your time. I always like to think of any great service needing three main components, and those components would be the tools you use, the technique you use, and of course the talent that you have. So what I'd like to start talking with you about first would be the tools. So in front of me, Satin Smooth is very well known for its wax. So that would be the first thing I'd like to speak with you about is our Satin Smooth wax, and we're using the ultra-sensitive zinc oxide wax. It has lots of wonderful emollients in it, as well as buffers such as zinc oxide, also titanium dioxide, which is great for keeping the skin cool and calm and not getting red or irritated looking. It's great on any type of hair. It can be used on fine to medium hair or medium to coarse hair. Well, let's talk about our warmers. So one of the really neat different benefits that our warmers have is they heat from not just the bottom, but they also heat from the sides. There are coils on the bottom and the sides. It has adjustable settings in the front, so those are ready, they're set, and they're hot. So you don't want to ever put your warmer on the hot setting. The only reason that's really there is if, let's just say you came running into work and your first waxing client is there and your wax has not been turned on yet. So that would be the only exception I would ever use, to use the hot dial, which is over here. And then you would want to really make sure that you keep an eye on it and turn it back down to the ready position. And during the day, you're pretty much going to keep it on ready. Standby, if you have, say, several hours of no waxing, you could put it on standby if you wanted to. At night when you leave, you want to make sure that you always turn your wax warmer off. One of the things that I love to use with my warmer, I never go without, are the protective collars. That's these guys right here. It keeps your equipment looking clean and fresh all the time. So I'll let you in on a little tip that I have. What I do with mine is I actually layer a couple of collars at a time on there. And the reason I do that is if I happen to get my top collar dirty, I can actually just tear it just like this and remove it, and voila. Here we go. We have a nice clean one, fresh and ready to go. So another way to keep your machine looking clean and fresh is with the Remove It product. It's like our Clean Orange product, and this can be used on anything but the skin. So it's great for using on your wax warmer. It's great for loosening the wax that sometimes gets between the can and the warmer, so the wax can easily be removed from the warmer. You should change your collars at least daily, if not in between each service. And of course, with any great waxing service, you need to be able to prep the skin with some great products, and you also need to have a great post-product skincare routine. All of the Satin Smooth products are dermatologist tested and approved, including our wax. Not many wax lines can say that. You can look for the stamp of approval on our product and also on our wax cans. The Satin Cleanse is great at preparing the skin for any waxing service. It can gently remove any makeup or perspiration, anything that may be left on the skin from just day-to-day activity. It doesn't interfere or compromise the condition of the skin, so it just really helps the skin be ready for the application of the wax and a nice smooth removal. The next thing that you would do in your waxing service, which you'll see in a few minutes, is you'd apply your wax. So in following the application of the wax, you'd use your release wax residue remover. And sometimes people get a little worried when they feel oil going on their skin or they're told that it's an oil. The oils that are used in this are very conditioning for the skin. It's almond oil, wheat germ oil, and sunflower oil. So they're not going to cause any kind of a breakout or any bumping or any problems in the skin at all. And it's great at getting the remover or the residue off of the skin. It's also a great product to use if you happen to get wax somewhere where you didn't intend for it to be, like maybe in someone's hair. Maybe you dripped a little bit in the hair. You can actually apply this product to the hair, just let it set in there for a couple of seconds. You can go on and continue on with your service. And then when you've finished with the portion of the service you're doing, you can actually just comb that right out. It dissolves the wax, and so there's no harm done. So it's a magic eraser as well. And then we have the Satin Cool, and this is a favorite among most of my guests because this immediately cools and soothes the skin. It has a base of aloe vera, which we all know is great as a wound healer, and it takes the heat out of the skin, any redness, pinkness, and just generally is very soothing to the skin. And then we can finish up our waxing service with the Satin Hydrate. And this is a very light, nourishing skin lotion, which is just really nice in helping the beginning of the restoration of the condition of the skin after it's been waxed. So you have your pre and you have your post waxing products. So the other things that you see on the table here are our Satin Smooth applicators. Let's start with those. So there's 3 different sizes that you see. We have the small applicators, we have the petite applicators. These are most popular with the brow area. And then we have the contour applicators. If you really want to get into your brow game, you need to make sure you have these contour applicators in your back bar area. They're 2-sided, very special. This side is great. The curved side is really great for spreading the wax out evenly. And then this side is a side that's really unique. This side is more of a pointed end, and it's great for actually pushing the wax up into really tight, detailed areas, or actually pulling the wax out from an area where maybe you didn't want it to quite get into. So it's a very useful tool to have. And then right next to these applicators on the table are our strips. And we have several different types of strips to choose from. Again, we have something that's special, unique to the Satin Smooth line, and that's our contour strips. They come in 2 different sizes. The contour strips are a really amazing tool to have for the eyebrows. Again, this is going to be for the eyebrow person, which we all know now how popular eyebrow waxing, shaping, designing is becoming. So this part is for over the eyebrow, and the other piece is for going under the eyebrow. And what's really special about these is you can actually apply them right over the area of hair with wax that you want to remove. So the part of the eyebrow that you don't want to remove, that you want to leave intact, is actually going to stay right there, and you can see it visibly the whole time. So you can wax faster, or for those of you who are just starting with your eyebrow business, then it helps build confidence with your waxing. You don't have to worry about removing eyebrows that you don't want to remove. And then right next to it here, we have our traditional strips, smaller strips, which this is great for other parts of the face. If you're going to be doing a lip wax, a chin wax, cheeks, any other area on the face, you will need to have these in stock in your back bar. And that pretty much covers the tools that you will need. One other little tidbit I'd like to include here is just this fold down lid. I know I've had it open the whole time because I wanted you to see the wax, but this lid is really great because whenever you are not waxing, you don't want things falling into your wax and contaminating the wax. So actually in most states, it's required by state board that you have your wax covered at all times when it's not being used. So in the past, many times people lose their lids because they're not attached, but these have a nice hinged system, so you can easily close it when it's not being used.